up? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. How is everybody doing? Welcome in episode 171, and I hope you're craving some cottage, whatever kind of cottage food name you want to put at the end of that. How you doing? Big ups. Welcome in to episode 171. Obviously going to do a quick little preview here of the Fulham match. Spurs tomorrow traveling away. It's nice that kickoff is not at some crazy hour like 7 a.m., 6 a.m. Those are kind of tough. Tomorrow it's actually at 11:30 a.m. So that's kind of nice. That's kind of nice for me. I don't know what time kickoff is for you. Let me know in the chat. Obviously there's a poll in the chat already. It says, what is your prediction for Spurs away at Fulham? 71% checking in, saying Tottenham going to dominate, with another 25% that says not even a Dama can stop Spurs. And isn't that pretty sweet? Isn't that pretty nice? So we'll look at some news. We'll look at some quotes. We'll make a little starting 11. Then we'll do our predictions and get ready for that watch along tomorrow that I've already got scheduled at some point. So that's what we'll be doing tomorrow on the channel. But how's everybody doing? Big up to everyone in the house already. Let's see who's in the chat before we keep going. Got Eugene says, hi, everyone. Big up. Hashtag Levy out. Big up, Eugene. How are you doing? OTC says, yes, I won second place trophy. You do get second place trophy, OTC, but you get first place members trophy because you were the first YouTube chat member in the house. So big up to you, OTC. How you doing? Spurs GCTV says, yo, Jacob, Chewy, hope all is well. Yes, Chewy is here. He is sleeping. And you know what? He's going to have to get a bite of my dinner. Yesterday's show had over 150 likes. So that's the kind of day he's having. Chewy's feeling the immaculate vibes 110%. Big up to Nate. How are you doing? Good morning. It is Saturday morning already for you, Nate. So y'all out there time traveling in Australia, how are you doing? Happy Saturday. Hope you are too blessed to be stressed, my friend. And big shout out to Sarah Pie, Nate Pie, and Little Pie, all the pies. I got my mug somewhere around here. It's actually dirty. I haven't washed it in quite some time, but shout them out. Hey, when you need some vessel to drink out of, why not go ahead and grab your Cuti Romero mug? And that's pretty sweet. But big up to you. Big up to everybody in the chat. Hope everyone is well. Paul Brown's here. Good evening, Jacob in chat. As to the question, come on, you Spurs. As to the cue, maybe I don't know what this means, Paul. But big up to you. Time for some footy therapy, isn't that true? Big up, Panda Ball says, blah. I wonder why you're blah, but I hope you're well, Panda Ball. Big up, my East Coast brethren. Bro, I've been trying to get you to join a show. Wow. I need to figure out. I think it's on Twitter. People who DM me on Twitter, it's really that's hard to check. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Twitter, I'm not always on, or I'm not really checking the DMs. Rowan Kumar says, Sunny gonna bag 2 tomorrow. Let's do this. Big up, Rowan Kumar. Hope you're having a great Friday. Sunny with 2. Hey, don't tell anyone your score predictions yet, because then you're really gonna. What's the point of the show? Evening to you. Evening, David Calvino. And chat, I fancy some cottage pie for my tea tomorrow. Big up, David Calvino. Destiny's here. Big up, Jacob. Thank God you got away from the clowns on This Is Football. They make my ears bleed. Look, I like them a lot. They are some very good friends of mine. I enjoy that show very much. It's just a chance for me to be shameless, you know what I mean? And just banter, have a good time. We try to keep it a good time. Big up Bob Down Under. Says, g'day, Jacob. Wolf, well-fed, Chewy in chat. My rules signed the Sydney Swan slammed. That's a fucking tongue twister. My rules side, the Sydney Swan slammed last year's champions away last night. Slamming Fulham would make it a perfect weekend. Bob Down Under, I hope it is a perfect weekend for you and all of Tottenham Hotspur. Big up to Moondog with the super chat. How you doing, Moondog? Becoming the first super chatter of the day. Says, congrats on the news of the new baby on the way, mate. I appreciate that, my friend. Hope you and the baby Moondog, Charlie, I believe, if I remember his name. He ain't been in the chat in a while. But your son, Moondog, baby Moondog, Moon Puppy, Lunar Puppy, I don't know. I think his name was Charlie. But big up Moondog. Good to see you back in the chat, my friend. And big up to Charlie Moondog and all the Moondog family. And thank you very much for the well wishes. I'm very blessed, and yes, my family will be adding a number which is going to make everything in life just that much more difficult logistically. Flights, driving, car rides, school, clothes. One's a boy, one's a girl, so you can't really just give them clothes to share. I mean, I guess as a baby we are. Speaking of clothes, my wife's over there folding some of the baby clothes right now, getting things ready. She's in her nesting era. Big up Mood Dog. Maybe that's why I'm botching this intro. I'm nervous. My wife, I have a live audience, and normally it's just Chewy, and he's fucking deaf. So, but here we are. Big up Moon Dog says, I can't see us winning the next 4 games. I meant, oh, and another super chat says, I meant I can. Big up Moon Dog for the 3 supers. You can see us winning the next. Well, that's very good. Let me try and remember what the next 4 matches are. Obviously, Fulham, Luton, West Ham, Forest, and then Newcastle. So why not throw 5 out there? I say throw 5 out there. Which, honestly, my daughter's supposed to be born somewhere around those West Ham, Forest, and Newcastle. Somewhere around there. But big up Mood Dog. Appreciate you becoming a sponsor of tonight's show. Big up. How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Let's see. Cottage cheese. Eating some cottage cheese. 4:20 a.m. in the morning in Australia. That's when kickoff is. Okay. Big up, Nate. 17:30. What is that? 5:30 p.m. OTC. Respect people who get up early to watch their team. I do, but thankfully I don't have to this weekend. Big up, hit the bar, eating some cottage pie. Yeah, what are we eating? What are we eating? You know, what kind of cottage are we craving? Honestly, people are saying cottage pie, and I don't know what that is, but it kind of sounds good if it's anything like shepherd's pie. I don't really like cottage cheese, if I'm honest. Big up to Destiny. Yeah, how you doing? Radu Dracula is ready. Yeah, he's very ready. I'm thinking about going with the man bun tomorrow for the watch along, just so, you know, give him some good luck. Big up Gemini. How are you doing? How are you doing? Hi, Nate in Canberra. Alan, 10-inch Sibley's in the house. Big up. Hello, Jacob and all in the chat. Hello, Alan. Hope you were well, my friend. Hope you are too blessed to be stressed. Hey, and big up Moondog for a 4th super chat. Says this super chat is for you and your family. I appreciate that. Obviously, all proceeds of this channel does go to my wife, who then will say what I can spend the money on, whether it be electricity or a little piece of chocolate for Daddy when he's at the grocery store. We don't. Hey, sometimes you don't know about those. But big up Moondog. This one will for sure go to. I promise this one's not going to be on some candy for me. I promise. You have my word. And you know, what good is a word? I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty nervous with my wife sitting here. She's making this a very better not say the wrong thing, you know what I mean? Big up Phil P says happy motherfucking Friday. Woo! Big up Phil P. Woo! How you doing? Big up Jess Talks Football. JS. I don't know whether to say Jess or is there a way that you want to pronounce this? Or is that just the acronym like of Jess Talks Football? But big up to you and your channel. Big up Stefan. How you doing, Stefan? Big up Jacob. Stoked to watch the Dragons start tomorrow. What a new center back we have come on our hands. We'll see. We'll get to see his first 90. It'll be his first start actually in the Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, I know he's made appearances, and honestly, versus Aston Villa, came on 0-0. It could have still swung anyway. You put Eric Dyer in that situation, I don't like our chances. We probably don't win Aston Villa 4-0, but here we are. And think about it. He put his ball sack on the line. Shout out Toriyama, R.I.P. Maybe not shout out. I should say R.I.P. Toriyama. But Radu Dragon Balls, they came in handy. You know, Matty Cash hit him right in the peckerwood, and he put it all out there on the line. So, hey, sounds like he's bleeding for Tottenham Hotspur. Well, hopefully not bleeding, but I think you know what I mean. This is for Jacob's wife. Keep him in check. Big up Moondog with the 5th super chat. Says, this is for Jacob's wife to keep him in check. And I read that out loud, so now, well, if she didn't already know, I mean, let's be honest here. I wear the pants, all right? Don't get it twisted. I wear the pants. It's just she tells me which pair. Well, big up everybody. Who else is here? Yanis Rubelis. Good day, Jacob. Chewy in chat. Look forward to a Fulham slapping. Look, I've said it off the top. I've said it yesterday. I've said it today. If Adama Traore starts, he's going to get at least 1 GA. I'm telling you now. Everyone says move on, forget about Adama. I can't. Honestly, it's impossible. Big up. Twitter is toxic. Well, Twitter's dead. They killed that little bird and replaced him with a letter. So isn't that nice? Big up Tom Thacker. Tom Thacker, I should say. There wasn't an H before your name. Big up everyone. Big up to you. Big up to you. And big up Moondog becoming a sponsor of tonight's show. Mary Dubs. Mary Dubs. Johnson will rip up the turf. No problem. This is going to be... Should we start with that? Or should I start with some quotes? Maybe I'll start with the quotes. That's what I usually do. I'll start with some of these quotes, and we'll get into the nitty-gritty. Or I was thinking maybe we just build a lineup, because Brennan Johnson starts. Does he start for you? He starts for me. I think we have to. Give it a go. Jamie Gitt, big up. Let's carve up a full ham. That's very nice. I could go for a full ham. Fulham without Mitrovic or Toothless up front, says Jordan. Well, if you remember, there was a match not that long ago. Who was it against? They, let me see here. Let me share this tab. Yeah, I'll let you be privy to what I'm looking at here. It was Brighton, wasn't it? Yeah, they beat Brighton 3-0. And before that, they beat United 2-1, which Adama Traore had the game-winning assist. And then versus Brighton, Adama Traore had the third goal to make that a 3-0 slapping of those fucking seagulls. So, by my mathematics, and speaking of mathematics, oh baby, we're about to be +1. And some may say it's +2 because his personality is so grand and so large that really he just can't be contained in one human mortal body. We've got... Wait, where is it? Oh, I fucked it. Nah, I fucked it. Hey, what's up, Kuva?
Classy intro.
There you go. What a great intro. I'm always really great.
I love the way that no matter where you are in a sentence about anything, you kind of weave it in to fit my introduction. I like it.
I try. That's the least I can do.
Okay, where's this going?
That's the thing. You never quite know. We were talking about Fulham, and of course, I can't talk about Fulham without bringing up Adama Traore in his most recent.
Really? You surprise me.
Yeah. Who would have thunk that I?
Who would have thunk? You're right.
Let me see. I'm messing with the layout now because we have 4 people here yesterday, and I need to be better organized about my layouts. That's what I need to do. But Kuva, are you at all concerned about Adama Traore like I am?
No. Not in the slightest.
Look, I was just showing the people, lest I show the people right now. Hang on. Adding the media slot here. I'm going to show everybody. 1 second. Here we go. Here we go. So this is Fulham. This is their form on the right-hand side. Oh, I fucked it. There it is. On the right-hand side. So you see that, Kuva?
Yeah.
This game right here, Adama Traore returns from injury. They beat Manchester United. Is it coincidence? No. He gets the game-winning assist. All right? And then the game after that, what happened? 3-0 stomping of these dirty flying rats, also known as seagulls. You know who also scored in that 3-0 stompage? Adama Traore. All right? Now, we're not going to worry about this one versus Wolves.
Why not?
Because this doesn't fit the narrative.
Oh yeah, there we go.
You know the rules around here. You know the rules. Don't act like you don't know the rules. Look, I'm just saying, 2 in the last 3 games, he has had a contribution of 1 game-winning goal, or excuse me, 1 game-winning assist, and a goal to put the cherry on top of a stompage. The man's looking all right. Last time we saw him last year, he hit the game-winning goal for Wolverhampton Wanderers on our head. I'm just saying.
And it's an old adage of you're only as good as your last game. So I'm not worried about him. Let him worry about us.
He likes scoring against Tottenham because he knows I'm watching, I think. That's why.
If he's going to get beaten, 4, 5, 6, 7 goals smashed past him, I don't care if he gets a hat-trick.
Big up Panda Ball says, I'm a night owl. Catch me if you can after 8:30 Eastern. Big up Panda Ball. I think Kufa's a night owl. What time is it there? Almost 11:30? About 11:30 in the nighttime. That's
I
well,
was
you
up till
look bright.
I was up till about 6 a.m. yesterday watching your sham FIFA game.
What do you mean it's a sham? They put Ange Postecoglou's face in the game, so now I'm starting an episode series.
Told today's chat what you did on that live on that first stream. You're the one you had to
So no, I haven't. But I did wake up a married man in the middle of the night, so he could. But I didn't. So I called TJ. He was asleep in bed with his wife. Answers, hello. And I'm like, hey, are you asleep? And he's like, yeah, just wanted to make sure you're okay. You know what? Big shout out to him. That's a good friend. You know, it doesn't matter. He's like, I got work early in the morning, but he answered.
Let's work a little bit on the context there. You were streaming FIFA, and the game sort of had a hang, and you couldn't get it to advance. And the only way you could save this live stream was for somebody to come online and invite you to a friendly match. So you rang up TJ in the middle of the night to get him out of bed to put on FIFA to start a friendly match so you could save a stream where there was only about 19 of us watching anyway.
Hey, but there was about 21 at one point.
Oh,
wow.
Let's yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not playing it down too much, aren't I?
Yeah, okay. 21. Hey, 21. That's to watching some FIFA, hanging out with me, watching career mode. That's love. To shout out to the 21 that were watching that, but it wasn't 21 for the most time. You're right. It was about 17, 18, and you know what? How many ever it was? That was a good time. I had a good time doing it. You know, they put Ange Postecoglou's face in the video game, so why not do a career mode? And there were some people saying these are the only trophies that Tottenham are going to see this year because it's a video game, and you know. To that I say whatever, man. You know, whatever. That was fun. Those are fun, but no one watches career mode anyway. Yeah, see, Bacup Lee says, "Else, bro, why does this dude always call me when I'm live? Should I answer? This is one of my friends in real life. Like,
yeah, of course.
All right, hang on. Hello."
What are you doing?
I'm live on the air right now. So are you. Well, air, I mean internet. So it's technically wired.
Hello to the world in this international soccer game.
There's 115 people watching between Twitter and YouTube right now. And
give me how long are you going to be on the air?
I just started the show about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, good damn. I met Seth, and I was going to have you say hello to Tori, but it's not the time. So
I will call you after the show. Shout out to Tori Logan. That's my G.
Shout out to Tori Logan.
Yeah, shout out to Tori Logan.
Truly.
Yeah.
All right, bro. I love you.
All right, man. I love you too. Hey, send my love to Seth and Tori, and I'll call you back after the show. Okay.
Hey, thanks for answering. Bye.
Hey, yeah. Bye. Hey, look at that. He said thanks for answering. And it's kind of the same. Maybe that was the world testing me because of what I just said about TJ. I think that's what that was.
Could be.
Because I was like, what a good friend. He answered no matter what. That's
perhaps it's nice. One of a series of phone calls you'll get at all times of day for the next few weeks.
Maybe that's true. But Kuva, I'm going to ask you just first and foremost. The first thing that Ange Postecoglou confirmed was Radu Dragusin. He's going to be starting. He said, let's cut the bullshit. Let's end the mystery right now. The young man's been waiting patiently. He's been working very hard. Now he's going to get his first start for Tottenham Hotspur. What are you expecting to see out of him? Where is your kind of hopes for Radu Dragusin?
I think he looks like a old-fashioned, rugged, strong defender. A bit of pace about him, a lot of strength, and he's not afraid to use it. He was certainly manhandling people out of the way. It reminded me of sort of old school Italian defender, where he's been learning his trade over there for sure. So I think he looks good. I think him and Romero could be quite a fierce thing. They're both aggressive. Look out the opposition. That's what you're going to say. I've got no worries about it. I mean, you go back a few weeks and you're thinking one of our defenders out, and the backups, Davis, Dyer, Emerson Royale playing as a defender, playing as a defender. Yeah, playing as a footballer. That's bad enough. But Dragusin come in. I think he did really well. Looked a natural. I think there's kind of a confidence about him, and I think you could see that straight away. He didn't look out of place. He didn't freeze. He was just confident, natural. Looked like he'd been there, but playing for us all along. Really good showing so far.
Yeah. Big up Bob Down Under says Vic deserves another clean sheet. We keep saying we have one of the best back fives in the comp. Let's show it. Now, this is definitely a drum that I bang everywhere I go, that Destiny Udogie is the best left back in the league. Best right back in the league, arguably, is Pedro Porro. At least according to some of these websites that use statistics to analyze and compute the stats or whatever. They say that the best right back in the league is Pedro Porro. Other people are saying, oh, Kyle Walker's clear or whoever. I'm really curious, but and Van de Veen Romero's arguably, I don't know that there's a whole lot of center backs I'd trade either one of them for. One of them will be missing, so to get a clean sheet, I think in the second half showed that we can do it with that back line. I just wonder how much is Destiny Udogie going to track back defensively or be asked to track back defensively. Because if you notice, he was more forward in the first half than he was in the second half of Aston Villa, and I thought that was due to the fact that Van de Veen went out pretty quick. And maybe that was because if you remember when we had Davies and Emerson Royale as our center halves, Destiny's kind of, there was like 3-4 games before everyone started coming back where he was, I think it was 3 games that I remember before Van de Veen Romero came back. He wasn't pushing forward as much, and it almost seemed like we were kind of asking him to be a help more often defensively than offensively. And now it seems like he's free range again, can go forward, sometimes be that second striker for us. So, I agree. I think a clean sheet would do well for us here, but it's not like, it's not like any. My friend just texted me some stuff, so I saw that, got a little distracted. But do you think Fulham are a goal threat? That's kind of where I was going originally. Do you think Fulham are like a legitimate goal? I heard someone say without Mitrovic they can't score, but it looks like they can. Bobby De Cordova-Reid, Jamaican wingers, pretty nice. Adama Traore, you already know what I think about that man. And then, I don't even know who else they got. Off the top of my head, I'd have to look at their last lineup versus Wolves, and that would tell me Rodrigo Muniz. I guess cousin of Frankie Muniz, the guy from Malcolm in the Middle.
He's the one in the hot streak of form at the moment.
Number 19.
Yeah, he started off the season, almost like he was struggling to find his way. But last sort of 6-7 games, something like that, he's banging in about a goal a game, something like that. So yeah, of course he's a threat. Anybody on a hit in a purple patch is going to be a threat. But I think Fulham are a decent side. They're well organised. They do have a threat. They're capable of beating teams. They've got a good home record. But I like to balance that up with what we have. We've got Maddison showing signs of returning to form, and he's contributing. He's contributed 9 goals, involved in 9 goals in 8 games away from home. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Sonny is on a streak of 22 goal involvements in the last 21 games.
Talk to me nicely every single time.
I think you put those 2 in the team, and you've got the likes of Brennan Johnson showing signs of improvement, Timo Werner showing signs of improvement. I think there's something to play for there. I think we got a decent defence. Midfield's kind of a little bit. We're not quite sure what's the best lineup yet, are we? Sort of doubts over Bentancur. Is he going to get his form back?
Well, I do have this, Kuba. You want to look at some quotes first, or you want to build an 11 so we have a basis to work off of?
Go on, then I'll just finish off quickly. Then I'll just say about. I think Mate Sarr's the one that's sort of cemented his place with Maddison. Mate Sarr's been just
not
so
Basuma.
Not Basuma. I think Basuma's. There's a little bit of a question there, but there's a question mark over Bentancur as well at the moment. It's just a form thing. Excuse me. It's just a form thing for both of them. Question of who's looking the more solid at the moment. I think Basuma's probably ahead just right now. I think Bentancur's really feeling the after effects of that long injury layoff. That little. When he immediately came back, it was almost like it was unbelievable how well he played after that the injury. But then it just suddenly went again. So I wonder if he's just feeling it a bit. No problem. It's more of a case of looking at all of them together for next season. But right now, you just got to pick whoever's fittest, whoever's in form. Difficult to choose at times. For me, Sarr is the one consistent performer in that midfield all season.
For me, Papamontes Sarr's, when he's not there, it's very obvious he's not there, and that something is lacking. It's very obvious, and that was shown early on in the season. I think it was shown also whenever Bentancur got the start, and I think Sarr was nursing a back injury most recently, and that's when we missed him. When the first match that he missed, there was a clear drop in Yves Basuma's match performance, because we often talk about Basuma in those first 8-9 games was absolutely flawless, and then Sarr got injured. I think it was a hamstring. So then all of a sudden Basuma's form dropped. Then Luton happened, and things kind of been rocky since. And lately I thought he's had actually a really good performance, and I agree that Sarr has cemented himself there, but I also would say that I think Basuma has as well. I think our starting 11, well, not maybe 11, but I would say there's about 9 positions where I'm 100% sure this is the player who's going to start there when they're all fit. And I think with just Dragusin being the only real anomaly, so to speak, the real question for me is which wingers do we choose? Brennan Johnson started. We win 4-0. When Brennan Johnson came on the pitch the match prior is when we started scoring the goals.
He looks to be a starter at the moment, doesn't he? I think Brennan Johnson on the left, Kulusevski on the right, and Maddison playing in the 10 again. It's got to be Sonny as a number 9 at the moment. Although Richarlison, he's back in training, I think. Might be a bit soon.
Yes, for him. I did see that. I do have that right here. Ange Postecoglou has confirmed that Richarlison is expected to be back and available for Saturday's trip to Fulham. So he is back.
He'll I don't care. On the bench. Surely he sits on the bench because
has to.
Why would you change a team that's just won 4-0 away from home?
Yeah, that to me is why I don't think that I would really swap anything around. Also, with a fully fit Richarlison, I'm still taking Sonny as my number 9. And I think winger-wise, you limit a lot of Sonny's greatness because he's not just, to me, he's not just a great winger, but he's a prolific scorer. So got to keep him in goal-scoring positions. I don't think our wingers are asked to do much of the goal-scoring other than to be on the back post when the play is on the opposite side. That is definitely something to attack the far post.
Yes, I think, though, with playing him
that's very simple. That Werner can do that. Johnson can do that. They've shown that they can get to the back post whenever we're driving it up the other side. What were we going to say, Kuva? Sorry.
I think with Sonny, I kind of stay away from the mindset of when we say he's a wide forward. He's not really a winger, is he? He's much more than that. He is the one that will always come in centrally.
Some may say he's the wind beneath my wings.
He's got to get himself in those positions in and around the penalty area because he is a natural goal scorer, lethal finisher. So if you're going to play him hugging the touchline and out wide, what a waste of a player.
That's what especially with what we're asking the wingers to do is very simple team play, build up stuff. I think his quality passing, his quality finishing, his quality football IQ wise is much more on display fully when you put him down through the middle. That's where the action happens. And honestly, I love watching him as the number 9. I cannot lie. Paul Brown, big up, says just for the candy. There we go. Big up, Paul Brown. I appreciate that, my friend. Listening into the earlier show. earlier on in the show when I was my wife was in here making me nervous, Kuva. I don't know if you heard. She was in here folding baby clothes, making me nervous. But big up Paul Brown.
Brooding. She's making the nest now. That's it.
She's in her nesting era right now. She's got to get everything ready. Got to get
now you know it's close.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like by how big her belly is, to me it's just. Oh, I typed in sunny. I'm supposed to be typing in sun. There we go. Big up Mia. Please smash the like so Chewy can eat. A friendly reminder while we're 30 minutes in, for those of you on YouTube, if you don't know the rules, 100 likes or the dog gets it. All right? It's very windy. It's very brisk and cold today in El Paso, Texas. The wind is kicking. So don't look. He's sleeping cozy now, because technically yesterday's show got over 150 likes, I think like 160. So he is going to be getting some of tonight's food, which is dog friendly, ironically. But if this video don't get 100 likes, he ain't eating again. So if you want him to have some of my food, 150 likes, 200 likes. And we'll go and buy Chewy a steak from the store, and I'll cook it, and I'll serve it to him, hot and all. Video it so y'all can see everything.
Yeah, big up, man. I see I'm also being asked some baldness advice from Jason Nass.
Jason says, Kuva, I see you shaved your hair. Any tips on how to deal with baldness for a man in the early 20s?
Actually, yes, I do. If it bothers you, just shave your head. It's a natural look anyway. Most important, just own it. Who cares? It's a sign of virility is going bald. So
I like that, because I don't really know what virility means. So I'm going to say, yeah, fuck yeah.
It
is a sign of virility.
Way, I think you're doing pretty well with virility.
What is virility? I have no idea.
The ability to produce children.
Oh, well, my father was a shooter. Before him, my father's father was a shooter. All right. My dad had 6 boys. That's crazy to me. Hey, if you want to spread the family name, have 6 boys. But big up me. I appreciate that super chat. What a time for my wife to walk in the room as well, as I'm talking about my father being a shooter. Oh, that's very fun. Big up Tottenham Hotspur Fans TV. How are you doing? Craig the Gecko Man. There was a question from Lazy 8 in regards to us, or me, saying that I think I already know the predicted 11. I think I know the 11 that Angel's going to go with. Nick here from Irish Hotspur. Well, he's not from the Irish. You know what I'm saying. Fucking A. Says, I don't know about that. Ainge wants the ability to change lineups and to keep opposition guessing. It would not shock me if Richie starts center forward tomorrow. It would shock me, because I would say, what the hell we doing? Kuva, would it shock you?
No, it wouldn't. Definitely wouldn't shock me. I mean, he knows what he wants from the players. I think he's quite happy for them to be interchangeable and, drag players around a bit. And if you've got to have a bit of fluidity in what you do, otherwise it is totally predictable. So we're not robots. So I think we just he'll go with what he feels like at the time. If he thinks Richarlison's looking sharp, he'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what you're reading, and to me, I'm just like, I don't even know. So,
yeah,
I don't even know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'll just time them out again because it's funny.
There you go, Kuva. You have the power. So we're saying in the midfield, Yves Bissouma, Papa Matisar. You say Papa Sarr is. Look at that. All I had to do was do PAP, and now Papa Matisar. They're putting some respect on his name in this fucking website now, finally. There's 2 positions that I actually have a question for. And that's right wing and left wing. Now, for me, I'm saying what we said originally. Why change anything? That we just won 4-0 versus Villa. But to Nick's point, maybe Ainge wants to change things up, so that way it's not predictable. That way Fulham doesn't know what we're... To me, I don't see Fulham playing at all like Aston Villa in that sense. I see them being reluctant to really control a game. I don't see them... I mean, I guess in the sense of Aston Villa catching us on the counter, that's really where all teams can thrive on.
I think with Villa, you could argue that Emery's looking at the situation and that as long as they didn't lose to us, then they'd have a comfortable cushion going for the top four. So he played it very negatively, and it cost him. Fulham, on the other hand, they don't look like they're in danger of going down. They probably don't look like they're going to trouble the European spots. So they're kind of a comfortable mid-table. Might just to give them the confidence to play openly and attacking, give their fans something to cheer at, and that could suit us.
Let me throw this at you. So I just looked. When they lost to Wolves, they had over 50% possession. Now I'm looking at their win versus Brighton, 3-0 win. They had 30% to Brighton 70. That sounds like something that we are going to try and implement. Now when I look at their next win versus Manchester United, possession, 43% to Manchester United's 57. So in the last 3 matches, specifically for Fulham, when they have less of the ball, they've won. When they have more of the ball, they lost. Do you think that this could play kind of like what you're saying? Do you think this will play into their hands a little bit? I was just thinking, as a show host, maybe it'd be good that I do this kind of research before a show. So while you were talking, I was looking this up. I was like, let's see. Whenever they win, how much possession do they have? Here's the loss to Villa, 2-1 to Villa. And they had 52% possession. They had more when they lost to Villa. They had more of the ball. This sounds like
it suits them to hold their defensive shape more than attack, doesn't it?
Bournemouth 3-1, less than 50%. So I've gone back now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Their last 5 Premier League matches, Fulham. When they lose, they have more of the ball, and when they win, they have less of the ball. It's interesting. Actually, kind of makes me concerned.
Doesn't it? It's kind of weird, but it's difficult to know the context without seeing the game, because it could be a case of they were just struggling to break the other team down, like we've seen with us. That passing it around side to side outside an opponent's area, it'll get you plenty of possession, but it doesn't really get you anything else. It's not effective. So perhaps that's what they've found as well. Might be similar to the problems we have.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, a little concerned. Let's see, they drew with Burnley.
They also may just be a team that likes playing into space. We've seen how well we can break on the counter-attack too. So, yeah.
So I'm saying, you mix what I just said, you mix that up, and then you sprinkle in a little Adama Traore. I'm just saying, man, this could be a recipe for disaster.
Jake, it could. He does have that in him. We have seen it before.
Their 5 previous Premier League results, they have more of the ball, they lose. Less of the ball, they win. We are going to have more of the ball. That is for sure.
All I'm saying, Jacob, is you seem to be more intent on bigging up Adama Traore than you do about bigging up our own team.
No, it's respect. It is an acknowledgement. It's like when Lionel Messi comes trotting up to White Hart Lane. Yeah, exactly. You got to lay out the red carpet. You know what I'm saying? When you have royalty that's going to be potentially starting. Look, like I said, in these matches where you see those green bars right there, that's when Adama Traore starts showing up. Hey, coincidence? I think not. I've been trying to say, hey, Jason Bell's here, says not even Adama can stop Spurs. We hope.
Yeah,
we hope.
I agree.
We hope. I agree with hope. Last time I saw Adama Traore playing against Spurs, you know what he did? Game-winning goal.
I would go as far as to say, if Adama Traore had been that good, he would have been snapped up by a really big team, but he was at one point. That's what I don't understand.
Barcelona.
Yeah. I mean, shows what their transfer policy's been like.
Hey, the only reason I remained on this, Kuva, and I will digress for Adama Traore, the only reason he didn't work out at Fartalonia, which it was working out in the beginning, but then they did what? They re-signed a new deal on Ousmane Dembele, and they play the same position. Now, Ousmane Dembele is of a different gravy. I mean, granted, not the same product that you get on the pitch, but a little bit different of a player, some would say. Some may say he gets in ahead of Adama Traore. I'm not having it, but some would say. At least the manager at Barcelona thought so, especially because they started paying him, I think, like $250,000 a week, something crazy. So look, that's the only reason Adama didn't work out at Fartalonia. It wasn't because he's not good enough. So anyone with that, that's just an agenda. People are always going to say Adama can't do this, he can't do that. Come on, Jacob, you don't usually show any respect for our opponents. Hey, the rest of them, fuck them. The rest of them, fuck them, Kuva.
Okay.
Adama Traore.
So Adama Traore is just your guilty pleasure then. Okay, I could accept that.
Like some tiramisu after a nice stromboli. Yeah, just a little treat. But this is the thing. If he doesn't start, I think we're going to be okay. But he's going to come off the bench. If he starts, he comes off the bench, Kuva. I remain. He's going to contribute to a goal against us. I guarantee it. It is every player we've ever been heavily linked with, they score against us. That is a fact, Kuva.
Does tend to happen a lot.
Every player that not score, but that's what I'm saying. We did go for Barcelona, but he chose we did go for Adama. He chose Barcelona. We were offering more a week, I think it was. But he did come from their academy. So for him, he thought it was some kind of fucking Kanye West homecoming moment where he's going to walk back into the stadium and everyone's going to be like, Adama, Adama. And it was just me, Adama, Adama, in Texas doing it. So wasn't quite what I think he was expecting. And respectfully, Adama, he could hold that. He can absolutely hold that because he didn't choose Tottenham. He chose Fartalonia. That's a mistake. But big up a user. How you doing? Big up for the super chat, becoming a sponsor of tonight's show. Also, for the double super chat, says, please get some cottage pie for Chewy. Do you like cottage pie, Kuva? Are you craving some cottage pie tomorrow?
Yeah, cottage pie is nice.
I don't know what it is.
You said you like shepherd's pie as well, yeah. Just the difference.
I've had shepherd's. It was a frozen shepherd's pie, and I put hot sauce in it. And then all the UK people were like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fucking bro? What's your bloody problem, mate? You got against shepherd's pie?" And it's like, right, I just wanted to put a little razzmatazz.
Exactly in that style.
Could you say it for me so I could get Paul to sample it for me? Speaking of Paul sampling, did you hear the song that he made? I want to play it for y'all. I played it on FIFA last. I played it for the FIFA.
Yes, that's right. I heard you playing it.
This guy Paul, he's a menace. He got that soundboard, and now he's a menace. Nice. There's a horn and everything. It's lovely. It's lovely. That's quite lovely. What were we talking about?
I don't know. I'm lost now. I was just enjoying
that. That's pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out Paul with the Hotspur hippie. How you doing? Pick up a user for becoming a sponsor tonight. How you doing? How you doing? You say Adama has no end product, Panda Ball. I'm asking you specifically now, Panda Ball. Last time you seen Adama Traore play against Tottenham Hotspur, what did he do? I wonder. I know the answer. Do you? Uh-huh. Is there anything hot sauce doesn't... Is it... Kuva, was it really taboo what I did? Sprinkle a little hot sauce on that shepherd's pie? I elevated it, bro. It took it here to here. And that's what I'm looking at in life.
I mean, I'll do other things that are creative, I suppose. It depends what floats your boat, mate, doesn't it? I mean, I'll do things like make a lasagna, but instead of using a normal lasagna sauce inside, I'll use a bit of curry sometimes, like a Rogan Josh or something like that. It's amazing, but you can't really call it a lasagna then. It's something else. And I do put hot sauce in lasagna as well. It's not shepherd's pie.
I do put hot sauce in lasagna, I can't lie.
Oh, God. Do you put hot sauce on everything?
I'll put it on pizza. I'll put it in spaghetti. I'll put hot sauce. Basically, every dish can be elevated, other than like yogurt and fruit. I wouldn't do that. That is psychopathic. But hot sauce really improves every single dish, except for like enchiladas, because they have their own kind of sauce. I wouldn't put them on enchiladas either.
Just surely that's the one thing that's more suited to it than all the
No,
others.
no, because the enchiladas, they already got their sauce. It's the gravy in the pie. What about the gravy in the pie, bro? Put the hot sauce in it. You could have put worse things on it. Wah, wah.
That's
Big
true.
old David.
That's true.
That is true.
I mean, if you put pineapple on it, that would be pretty bad.
I don't really like pineapple, but I have had pineapple on pizza with pepperoni, and I put hot sauce on that, and it was all right.
And some shepherd's pie.
Yeah, but to be fair, it was like a frozen shepherd's pie in America, so it's probably not like the real deal, you know?
Yeah, actually, maybe you do need the hot sauce. Keep it in the packaging as well.
That's probably what it is. But without going on too much longer about
just
the blasphemous...
while on subject, though, I've seen so many like YouTube videos about your health regulations over there when it comes to food, and it's shocking. I wouldn't eat anything that's frozen over there.
Yeah, it's very shocking, and then everyone's like, "Why don't I feel good?" I think we can
What if
tell
I've
you
got
why.
3 legs and my skin's turning orange?
Yeah, the state of food in America is pretty bad. This is why when I went to Greece, I was like, "This food tastes like food, man. This food tastes like it was alive at one point." Whereas in America, you're just eating like 3D printed food, basically.
And people coming on holiday and from America into Europe, and they'll get a McDonald's or something. And I've heard them saying things like, "Wow, it's incredible." I was like, "What? This turned into gourmet food at McDonald's just because we treat it with a bit of respect."
Yeah, I think Taco Bell here, they only like their ground meat only has to be like 15% actual meat. I think that's like the level, because they got in trouble. They only had 13% at one point, and this is when everyone was like, "Wait, there's only 13% real meat?" And it was like, "Yeah, the rest is like dog food meat that they basically just slop together." And Americans eat, bro. Every drunk American pulling up to a Taco Bell at 2 or 3 in the morning to get a sloshy dog food burrito. It's really quite abhorrent what's going on here in America. But look, they also want to feed that to your children. But look, this is a Fulham preview, and I guess cottage pies did kind of make us digress, so we can blame the cottage pie.
Sloshy late nights burrito could be the way to treat Fulham.
Yes, because it's run right through you, just like that. Just like the food at Taco Bell runs right through you, makes you regret every decision you made in the last week. That's what we need to do to Fulham. Be like that Taco Bell at 3 in the morning. That's what we need to do. But also, I'm going to say this. The more research I do on this whole Fulham side, the more I'm concerned. So honestly, Adama Traore, I hope he doesn't start. Because what more do you want on a counterattack than a very fast and strong, brilliant player on the wing, right? Wouldn't that suit very nice?
Somebody with ability. That would help.
Okay, Kuva. So who are we putting on the wings for Tottenham then? How about that?
Well, Sonny. Don't look at it as a winger. Just look at it as an attacking 3.
Well, we can always move them around.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter. They can drift all over the pitch. It doesn't matter. It's just looking for the ball in a bit of space. So I'd say if you're really going to go for it for just your speed trio, it's got to be Timo Werner, Sonny, and Brennan Johnson, hasn't it? But can you drop Kulusevski? I think probably not. I think he's important in these sorts of games.
I could not imagine him getting dropped right after he just released a whole PR piece, a video, and a whole letter to the fans. And then Ainge's like, "All right, Kulu, now you're going to ride the bench." Perhaps the
sensible solution is like playing more Maddison and Kulusevski as a, sort of a pairing of 10s, and you put Sonny and say Johnson up front as a duo. Just because then you've got the Doggy and Porro with the option to go and join them. Sarr always gets himself up and down the pitch, and we know already that Kulusevski and Maddison both like to get into the box as well. It still keeps loads of attacking options open, but it keeps a compact midfield and some pace up front. That'll be a way of doing it.
Well, I don't think you're necessarily too far away. I really just think, not the more I look at it, the only thing that I'm changing from this, I think Brendan Johnson starts over Timo, quite honestly. This was a guy specifically signed.
That last game, yeah.
And Ainge came out and said this was my number one guy. Timo Werner is a right now kind of guy. And I think either one that you bring off of the bench is going to give you the same upside. You bring Brendan Johnson off the bench, what is the upside of that? He's fresh, full of energy, can run, and he's got the pace to get him behind. Timo Werner can do the same fucking thing. So, the wingers for me aren't asked to do this like technical brilliance. They're not asked to be individually brilliant. They're asked to just do the fucking basics and do them at a high like expenditure rate of energy over and over and over. And to me, I'm thinking Brennan. I'm putting Brennan on.
Well, I've said before, I mean, I didn't rate Brennan. I thought I wasn't sure he was going to make the grade at all with us, but he did improve. He improved a lot against the difference between the way he played against Villa and the way he started. What was his debut game? Can't remember now. When he started, it was
Manchester United.
And he just looked like the deer caught in headlights. He just looked scared to be on the pitch, scared of doing anything, terrified of making a mistake. And eventually it looked like he just basically offered nothing. At least he was getting stuck in against Villa. It's not all perfect. He still didn't look like the player that's going to tear through the opposition and slap a goal in at every opportunity. He's not a sort of
Timo got an assist that game.
Yeah, okay, fair.
I thought he did. Yeah, he had 1 assist in his debut.
I think. Well, back on Jonathan Johnson though. I think the key with him, is we've got to see this constant improvement, haven't we? Right the way through the season. If he keeps doing that, he starts next season with people thinking, "Yep, this is the guy. This is one that can take us forward." If he stagnates and he doesn't keep improving, it's going to be difficult for him. It's going to be difficult for him to justify his place then. But that goes for all of them. Every single player there. If they don't perform on a regular basis and they don't show improvements next season as well, they're disappointing all of a sudden, aren't they? Even Maddison. Maddison's having a great season this season, but I'd expect him to be even better next season. I mean, that's what we've got to gear for. At the end of the day, what do we want to do? I want us to win the league at some point. So I think unless we're looking ruthlessly at the team and deciding who is good enough and who isn't, we're never going to do it. So, which kind of makes Scotty M right in some ways, but he's so harsh with it. But at the end of the day, we need quality players to win a league. If you have doubts about any of them, say Timo Werner and Brendan Johnson who carry on to what they're doing to the end of the season, every time they get the ball, I think I did this on last show as well, when I said, when I see Sonny get the ball or Maddison get the ball, I'm getting off my seat. I'm thinking, we've got a goal about to happen. So we're going to get a goal. Something's happening. When Brendan Johnson or Timo Werner get it, I don't have that feeling. If they can convince me when they get the ball to their feet that suddenly, wow, we've got something here, go, we're getting a goal out of this. That's what they got to do. Get up to that level where at least the anticipation is there. They're being very dangerous with what they do with the ball. Not just promising little runs, beat a player, but there's nothing at the end of it.
No, I think that's fair. I
will
put it this way, though.
That's actually come out okay, though, isn't it?
The what?
The stats come out okay. I mean,
for Brennan?
Yeah, it's
for Brennan and for Timo. Again, I think the system.
I don't like necessarily what I'm seeing, but the stats are okay.
It's like, how do you be upset when he's continually getting G&A? And to me, I do think there should be a recognition of what he's done and say, okay, thank you, but I need more. I have to have more.
That's it.
You got to keep being better and better and better, because I think we've seen kind of the peak of what Werner can offer us. the good, the bad, right? Where he gets a breakaway, it's just him one-on-one. What does he do? He fluffs it. We've seen that repeatedly, but sometimes just get to the back post and, hey, you may find yourself getting a little redirect. All you got to do is just redirect it. You know what I mean? Just put your foot there. You don't even got to fucking shoot it because it's getting slung across that 6-yard box with such venom. You just really got to direct it into the back of the net. It's very simple, and that's why I think I feel like there's more upside with Brendan Johnson than there is Timo Werner as a winger.
I agree.
Like when I think about as off of the bench, like when you're saying Kulusevski or Timo Werner, or excuse me, Kulusevski or Brendan Johnson, I think it's a different conversation because they're different profiles completely. But Timo Werner and Brendan Johnson are not that different of profiles. And some may say their finishing is quite similar as well. But I think it's up for debate, and the window's at least a little bit more open for Brendan Johnson in that regard. I don't know. I just think it's very interesting. I'm very distracted. The wind is blowing like fucking crazy. This is the windy season in El Paso. And it's like making the door on my studio go tick, 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 and then it just opened, and there's my wife and son. Hello. Did you just wake up from your nap? I see that hair, you crazy man. What a boy. I love you. Big up Leo with Mile High Hotspur in the house. Says, what's up, homies? Big up, Leo. How you doing? Good to see you back, my friend.
Hi, Leo.
Hi. Werner is just finishing preseason. He has 5 goal contributions in 420 minutes. He also takes on his man with the ball. Saw Brendan Johnson do that a little bit. You seem to remember the fluffs. That's the way of. We seem to remember the fluffs. That's the way of life. I do think that is true.
Fair. That's fair.
I think that's fair.
I think that's what I mean. I'm not anti Timo Werner. He just hasn't convinced me yet. If he keeps improving all the time, I think that could be brilliant for the club. If he finishes the season on fire, looking like he's destroying teams, it'll be a great signing. But if he doesn't really improve, and this is the best he gets, it's kind of maybe he's a squad player or something. But they got to up their game. They got to raise their game as close to Sonny as they can. Then we got something.
Could you imagine 3 Sonnies in attack?
Yeah.
Because whenever you mentioned you want to have that same kind of feeling, right? When Brendan Johnson has the ball at his feet with a little bit of space, one man to beat, you want to have some kind of confidence that it's going to end in a goal in some way, shape, or form. Whereas right now, I don't think anyone really has that confidence. It's more of like, just get it, just don't fuck it up is kind of where we're at, rather than he's going to do something here. Like when Sonny had the ball in space, it was like he's about to do something here. Whereas
just imagine it, Sonny down one wing, crossing over to the far post where Sonny lays it back to Sonny in the middle. Then they can all run up to the crowd at the end, and with the fingers, they'll have to make a wide screen.
Everybody. Oh, they could link their hands together in one big, like a 4K. That's cool. Hey, Kuva, we're thinking outside the box here. I kind of like that. Speaking of things I like, we are over an hour, and there's been over 135 people for majority of the show, and I'm pretty sure that the poll has more than 100 votes. It has 108 votes. 108 votes. I'm about to refresh and see how many freaking likes. Oh, 78 likes. That's a difference of 30 people who voted but did not like the video, and I really don't understand why. But we can move on.
Dog getting thinner as you talk.
He's withering away.
He is.
There he goes.
He is.
There goes that Chewy. There he goes.
Poor dog.
That poor dog. And now the door's open. The wind is really fucking with like everything in this room right now. Big up, Nate. This is exactly how I feel. Cairo Keem says Sarr to finish off the season with 5 goals, 5 assists. Trust me.
That would be something.
Yeah.
How many is he on at the moment? He scored 1, is it? Or is
3?
It 2?
I'll look real quick. Hang on.
Is it that many?
He scored against United and then did the Rashford, and that was fun. Let's see. Papa Sarr in the Premier League has 3 goals, and 3 assists. Sarr has 3 goals, 3 assists.
He could do that.
Yeah, that's just 2 more each.
That's not even difficult. Challenge
4
him.
more GA. Yeah, challenge him. 7 and 7.
8 goals, 8 assists. That's more
okay. I was saying 7. 7 might have been a mild little.
Yeah, okay, 7. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Anyway, regardless of what he does now, I think he's had a really, really solid season for us. I think again, keep that improvement going. He could turn into a really special player for us.
I agree. He's very talented. And to think we got Destiny Udogie and Papa Montessar for just around 30, 35 mil.
Yeah.
Both. All we had to do was wait a year for them to come to Tottenham.
That's what I'm saying. Right now, we don't need to be looking at these superstar signings here. This £100 million player that's going to be God almighty and transform the whole team. We just need some sensible signings in. So we've got a squad of 18 or so players that are all ready for the first team whenever called on. I think we're quite a way off that at the moment. So we need quantity as well as quality coming in. And you can't get the quantity in if they're all going to be costing 100, 150 million. It'd be great to get one. Of course it would. Everybody loves a marquee signing. So when the next Ronaldinho or something like that, hell yeah, that would be worth spending on. But otherwise, let's go. We've seen
some said Lucas Bergvall. Some said Lucas Bergvall is the Swedish Messi. So maybe we do have that on our hands.
Seen some videos from him, but he does look talented, that's for sure. But he's hardly a Messi. Very different sort of player.
Oh, yeah, I know. I just like the propaganda personally. I got this tweet here. You're talking about quality of players. Apparently, there's interest from Saudi clubs in Richarlison. What's the lowest you're taking on Richarlison?
I would go for whatever value pays for his replacement that we want. So if we got somebody in mind, say a Vlahovic or something.
What about Santiago Jimenez? Vlahovic will cost us upwards of 80.
Yeah, good player. Okay, let's go for Jimenez then, shall we? How much do you think he's going to cost us?
60?
Then we sell Richarlison for 60.
You think you can get 60 from him? I mean, it's Saudi, so probably.
They'd buy anybody. Or perhaps they don't now. Perhaps they got their fingers burnt for the last lot that went over. I mean, you spend big on Jordan Henderson, you're really grasping for things, I think. But
and he left 6 months later. Don't forget.
I suppose you could look at it pragmatically as well, couldn't you? How old's Jimenez now? 23-ish, something like that.
22, 23.
Yeah. So we'd be getting a younger player. Yeah, I think we'll perhaps sell Richarlison for 40. Then that'll be okay, wouldn't it? Something like that. It's not up to me. I'm only guessing anyway. They just got to work it out. It's improving the squad. That's what matters. And Jimenez is definitely an upgrade on Richarlison.
Leo says, do we have to sell Richie to fund a purchase?
Shouldn't
I don't know. You shouldn't. I'm not an accountant, but I have no idea. This is nice. We're going to be wearing the away kit tomorrow, if you didn't know that, Kuva. Isn't that sweet? I know you care about what we're wearing tomorrow more than anything.
No, like I said, the shirt has to earn its reputation with me, I think.
We've had some all right moments, and Romero had a goal in it. Sons had a hat trick in it.
Good at the time, but don't go, years later looking back on a Romero goal from like 6 or 7 years ago and thinking, oh yeah, that was it. There's occasional exceptions to it.
You know what? In 6 years, Kuva, I'm going to remind you.
Lucas Moura would be an exception in Amsterdam, or even Gareth Bale with that hat trick in Milan. They're like really standout moments, even though we didn't win anything.
So Son's hat trick means nothing to you. A Cuti Romero banger means nothing to you. I think that's when he took it out of the box first time. Just bam.
Good. Okay, 10 years from now, are you still going to be talking about it?
I'm going to call you and I'm going to remind you. 10 years ago in this away kit, Kuva.
No, you won't. We'll be talking about all the trophies we're winning in the meantime.
Hey, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. I think we do need to upgrade on him personally, and he is not a starting striker level. Like a great not conversation, but point that I like to reference is: does he start for anyone in the top 4 right now? Top 3, top 2? Is he on the bench?
Not.
I mean, you could argue Arsenal have a couple of Richarlison quality players. But outside of that, I think everyone's got better forwards than Richarlison. And the forwards on their bench is better than Richarlison. So, big up Amir. Says, why would he go to Saudi, kill his career? So young, doesn't make sense. He's 26, 27. And the money.
That's it.
Well, Archibald's going to be wearing tracksuit bottoms and a hoodie. Nailed on the win. There you go.
I agree, though. Big up Amir, by the way. Yeah, I agree, though. Otherwise, why would you go? If you're serious about being a professional footballer and your ambitions are to win things, why would you go over to Saudi? You go there maybe if you're age 36 or something, twilight of your career, and you just go for that big last payday to, help teach some of their youngsters some of the tricks, and they can learn off you, and you both benefit out of it. But just to go for the money now, that's shocking.
Well, a lot of people did do it, Kuva. They're over there now. And the most ironic thing was they dropped a big bag on Neymar. Huge bag. 3 weeks into the thing, he got hurt, done for. And it wasn't even playing for them. It was for Brazil. And I think every time that he posts on social media, he gets like, I think it was 800,000 just for posting and tagging Al Hilal. Like every Al Hilal related post, he gets a check for, which is obscene. It's crazy. And you know what? If I'm Neymar, bro, he's over 32, something like that. 30. He's injured all the time. Fuck it, bro. Get the bag. And then come back, go back to wherever you want. You can literally do whatever the hell you want the rest of your life. It's like, I see it. I see why. Richarlison, he can have some generational wealth. You going over to Saudi.
It's a question of what do you want out of your career, isn't it? If it's the money, do it. If you want to be remembered as one of the footballing greats, you're not going to go over to Saudi Arabia age 26, 27, are you?
No. Tottenham Fans TV says, can you show us the ratings for Richarlison, Tony, Solanke, and Watkins? See who's better. I don't think the ratings will say who's better. It'll just show you statistically who's performed better. Which Solanke plays for Bournemouth. He failed at a big club. Ollie Watkins has yet to have a move away from Aston Villa, which you can't spell Aston Villa without ass. Ivan Toney literally just came back from a betting scandal, and I'm willing to bet that he is still a better striker than Richarlison, even being out of the game for 6 months. Richarlison can score goals, but again, the system makes it easy. If he was a better player, we would have won more games, quite to be 100% honest. There's plenty of matches that we've drawn or lost where he's had chances in the box, ball at his feet, do something with it, and he doesn't. Now, he did have that run of form where he was banging in goals left and right, and I loved it, but I never for once thought that, like, oh, now that he is this player. To me, I would put him with the likes of a Solanke. Yeah, you could group him with Solanke. I'd say Watkins is probably better from a profile level. He's got more pace with just as much power. Finishing is probably a little bit better.
I like Ollie Watkins. He's just an all-round good forward.
Yeah, I think he's. I would put him. If I had to rank these, I mean, you could do a draw with Richarlison and Solanke. I mean, Solanke may even edge it if I'm honest, but they're pretty even. Watkins is above that, and I say Tony is a little bit above that as well, of Watkins. So
there's kind of similarities between Solanke and Richarlison. Even Solanke was, obviously not making the grade at Liverpool. When he went to Bournemouth at first, he was terrible. he was really struggled. They went down, and then he's found a purple patch all of a sudden, and then that elevates him into being talked about as replacements for our strikers. And it's like, I'm not convinced. He's playing well at the moment, no doubt about that. But has he got that permanent kind of quality to him? I don't think he has. I think even Tony's a better player overall. But for me, out of those ones mentioned, Watkins all the way.
Yeah, I'm taking either Watkins or Tony out of those aforementioned. I'm probably taking Tony.
I wouldn't go for any of them, to be fair.
Well, who are you going for?
Well, I mean, I've always thought Vlahovic would be a good fit if he becomes available at a reasonable price. That's possible.
I always thought he was the most like-for-like switch as far as Harry Kane is concerned.
That's what I mean. He's got that
in
target,
like the profile. He doesn't drop deep like he does.
Well, yeah,
but the frame of the striker and a powerful boot. That's got Harry Kane written all over it.
It's offering something we don't really have a lot of at the moment. But I would probably, I think Jimenez does look like a really good option. It's not easy at the moment. I don't think there's that many what I'd say were truly great strikers around at the moment. You tend to get players that have got more of an all-round game. It's just the way the modern game's played nowadays. But I think players tend to offer a little bit of goals, a little bit of assists, a little bit of link-up play. You know, be able to drop deep, cover each other, pressing. You've got to have a bit of all of it. I think that's why the likes of Jesus at Arsenal, he's not got a good goal-scoring record this season, but he's kind of an important player to them at the same time because he knows how to link up with the other players there. If it's working, it's working. As long as the goals getting spread out amongst everybody, you don't need a striker that scores 30 goals in a season. But you do have to find those players, though, don't you?
Yeah, you do. Absolutely. Saw this also. Ange Postecoglou on the Champions League spot influencing Tottenham summer transfer window says, quote, "I doubt our off-season plans in terms of strengthening the team will change markedly from where we are now. We know what we need. We know the areas we need to strengthen, and that won't change." Then is this the one as well? Yes. That he has also said is in the plans to sign a fourth center back. And honestly, I love it. We need depth. If we're going to be playing in 4 competitions next year and genuinely pushing, we need depth. We need strength in numbers, but also quality. I think we're going to have a good taste of Dragusin now. The appetizer for Dragusin was the 40 minutes or whatever he played last week. But this is going to be, all right, you're getting a start. It's not versus a Big Six club, but you are away from home at CRAVEN Cottage, which I've heard the atmosphere there can be quite shepherd pie-y. Wait, cottage pie-y? That was shit. I should have really tried to come up with better. Kuva, what do you think about getting a fourth center back? Is it superfluous at this point, or is it a good call?
Nah, it's a good call. You've got to maintain the strength at the back. All the everything we do is built from having some sort of form of solidity back there. Especially if we're playing a high line like that, you've got to have 2 centre backs that know their business. You can't be relying on Davis and Emerson Royale to cover you there. Let's have that quality. It doesn't even matter if they haven't got the lightning pace of Van der Ven, because let's face it, who does? They've just got to be able to read the game well, be able to use their physical attributes to just sort the players out. They can do it. I think Dragusin's a great addition. We'll have to wait and see with the likes of Phillips, who's out on loan, being impressive at Plymouth. He's got time because he's young. We've got a few others. I can't remember the name of the really young one we signed a while back. We regarded it as a bit of a coup, sort of stealing him from Man City. I've forgotten it. Began with a V. I've forgotten the name there. Anyway, that's somebody that's way down the line. They've got to develop first. We don't. The trouble. with
Vuskovic.
Vuskovic, that's it.
He's scored 2 headers in 2 consecutive games most recently. Luka Vuskovic, which technically is not legally allowed to go work in England and for another 2 years or a year and a half at this point now. But it was 2 years when we signed him in the summer or whatever it was. But he's like 6'5" or something.
Yeah, we've got we're going to have a few monsters on the books at the back there, which is a good thing because we've been struggling with set pieces and just aerially in general.
Yeah,
I think we got potential there, but right now, yeah, we need that extra cover. You've got to have a solid defense at all times. You can't be makeshift. Get injuries,
fullbacks,
and then back in there, and
yeah, I agree with you there. Let's see here. What other thing did I have? Oh, Yves Bissouma has the best tackle success rate at 81.1% of any midfielder in the Premier League this season with 60+ attempts. So his tackle success rate's quite high, specifically the highest. I don't know what relevancy this has to anything we were talking about, but there you go, Kuva. If you didn't want that stat, you got it anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Then I have They're always great when you just throw them at people and just say, there you go. But I did have this tweet about Ainge talking about the whole tourist fan controversy, but at this point, I don't really want to talk about that. So I'm going to pull back up this starting 11 because this is the starting 11 I'm going with that I predict. The only change from last week being Radu Dragusin in the lineup. Saw a comment earlier, I think from Huey's, that said, look for Radu to ping a long ball to Sonny for a goal. If Radu Dragusin gets an assist in his first start for Tottenham Hotspur, I may stream in a man bun for the rest of his tenure. I think tomorrow I'm going full man bun to just give him some good luck.
You've done it before, haven't you?
Some say that's the reason why he chose Tottenham. Some say. I haven't said it, but some people have. All right.
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, why not? I mean, it's great. I love the fact that we're actually getting some players in there, sort of worth having a cult following, and really getting the fans excited because, my God, we've seen a lot of crap over the last 5 years.
We have seen some crap, man. We have seen some crap. But to me, this lineup isn't that crap, and it should be good enough to beat these motherfuckers up. That's my opinion. This lineup, by all intents and purposes, any lineup that I've been able to find for Fulham, look, I'll read off some names for you, Kuva. Rodrigo Munez, Andreas Pereira, he's actually kind of good. Harry Wilson, Welsh bastard. Alex Iwobi, quite wasteful. Although he did finish that chance that Adama Traore fed him ever so easily, gently, smoothly in the final third, which he did pick up that ball. Don't forget, Adama did pick that ball up in his own final third, drove all the way, final third pass on the opposite end, game-winning assist. If Adama starts, there's going to be problems for us. I guarantee it. Radu Dragusin is going to have his hands full. But, that's a girth-on-girth battle, honestly, that I could see. It's going to be a pretty girthy matchup there, ain't it?
Dragusin to win that. There's something about that. So? I think there's an untamed beast about him. I like it. He's got an aggressive streak.
Adama Traore, every time we play him, Kuva, he's offering a lot of problems. And he's been offering problems for a lot of other Premier League teams. But this will be an interesting matchup to see. However, I don't think he's going to start either way. He is better than Harry Wilson, but for whatever reason, Fulham always wants to start Harry Wilson. Big up Cruz Garcia. If this is the Cruz Garcia that I went to middle school and high school with, hello. I think it is. He says City all the way. He's one of those City fans. Pep Guardiola goes there. They start winning all of a sudden.
You know what? He can say that though, can't he?
What?
Well, if you're a City fan and you start giving it large, giving it the verbals, you've got a team that will back that up. So,
they're not top of the league right now. So, City, you really got to do something for me because if Arsenal win this league, Cruz, that's on your head. That makes you a fraud. I love you too, pal. Good to see you in the chat, my friend. Long time no chat. But how you doing? Good to see you. He says I suck at FIFA. Last time I played him in FIFA, he did win. But again, he was playing with an overpowered Manchester City, so he did hack the game. But that's neither here nor there. Adama would have to deal with Udogie and Dragusin. But Lou, this is what I'm saying. On the counter, when Destiny has inverted fully up the pitch and he's playing as this forward 10, sometimes a second striker, or making the run in behind to being that furthest left winger, that's when that space is going to be open. It's going to be Radu one-on-one, Adama Traore. Who's got more wetness about them? We'll find out. That's the thing. I'm looking forward to it. It's one of those, you're worried for your guy, but I think it's going to be a good test.
Maybe you end up with your boy Adama stuck in the middle and Dragusin and Udogie attacking from other sides. That's going to be a whole lot of beef colliding.
Hey, Outback Steakhouse got nothing on the amount of beef. Yeah, that's going to be real nice. But you know what? Who else is back there that I have a lot of hope and faith in? You see his kit back there. Kuti, can't you see? Yeah, should I just remind myself?
You should.
Good. Ah. Ahora ya dejo de ver un poco, pero... Morning.
Do you like scoring against Burnley, your old Leverkusen teammate?
That's so beautiful. When he grabs that fucking crest, rips it off, I'm just so jealous of that little thing that they put on. That's just super sweet to see. Cruz says, Zach, that's who called me on the phone in the beginning of the show, guys. Says, shave your mustache. He's a fraud. He wishes he had this handlebar. All right? He wishes. He wishes, absolutely. I hate this video so much, and I can't explain why. It's probably this sad fucking accordion in the background. That's probably why you don't like it. There's something about it, and it's not the visuals. I think it's just the audio. But I love that video very much. And you know what? Whoever put that fucking music on there, very poor editing choice, but I respect it. I'm not gonna lie, I do expect it. My wife should not be worried. Not yet, anyway. I don't think she's caught on, but she'll be all right. It sounds like a dying one of those music box. That's what I also was thinking of, like one of those sad music boxes. You turn the things like, that's kind of also what it sounds like too. Look, Kuva, we have our starting 11 without making this a fucking Peter Jackson Hobbit film. I would say it's a lot sexier than that with us two here, Kuva. But we got to get to the nitty gritty here. And this is the time for you in the chat, every single one of you. I don't need no bullshit. I need the real shit now. Score predictions and goal scores don't fucking lie to me. I need everybody talking to me nicely. And if you want to give me your goal scores, you can for Fulham. We already know what one is. And it's going to be Adama Traore. But I'm not here to tell you my score first. No. I am a gracious host. I am a gracious... polite gentleman, some may say. Some may say the most chivalrous motherfucker below the belt of USA. I really fucked that up, didn't I?
That's a couple of words you don't hear often put next to each other. Chivalrous motherfucker.
Hey, that's what I'm telling you. Hey, down here, over here, the Wild West, El Paso, come on now. There's a lot of desert dust flying in my fucking room right now.
That man is a cultured piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly, Kuva. But this is the time for you, my friend, as the guest. Give me your score predictions and goal scores. You in the chat, give me your goal scores and your score predictions. Who's winning this fucking game tomorrow, and how? Kuva, I'll let you go first.
I'm gonna go with a bit of realism. I think Marco Silva knows how to set up a team. He's got limited resources, but he's got a squad there that. There's no real superstars. Forget your Traore comment that you're going to make there. He's got a lot of players that fit in quite well, want to play for him clearly, and know their job. So they can be very well organised and still cause us some problems. I think it's going to be quite a tight game. quite cagey. I don't think there's going to be many chances. So I think we'll nick it 7-3.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. A good old 10-piece.
That's right.
Who's scoring the goals for Tottenham?
Sonny with all of them. It's about time he has the record for most goals scored in a single match in the Premier League, isn't it? So I'm going all 7 for Sonny.
You know what? This would shut everyone the fuck up about saying Son is not world class. There's plenty of people who hit me up after the fact being like, trying to take the piss out of me for mentioning Son being world class, which I think he is. And if you don't think he is, shows that you're a fraud at ball knowledge. And if you say, Jacob, that's not really nice, talking about Son, fuck you. Unless it's talking to him nicely.
I'll
right or wrong, I'm going to back Son.
There's been a few players over the years you think they're actually capable of hitting those sort of amount of goals in one single game because they've got that clinical, lethal goal-scoring ability to them. And I'm putting players like, the Agueros, the Thierry Henrys, the Robbie Fowlers, Alan Shearers, those types. There's been several of them over the years. I think Sonny is one of them. He has one of those huge amount of goals in him. It's possible. However, we don't usually create that many chances for him. So it's a big ask. But if anybody's going to do it for us, of course it's him. And it's fun. So I'm sticking with it. Sonny to get 7 goals and we win 7-3. There's my pound bet. The same one I have every week that never works, but one day it will.
I like it. And when it hits, it's going to be oh so sweet, Kuva.
It'll pay for all the other bets, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be nice. Let's go to the chat before I reveal my score predictions and goal scores. Got Baloo here with the first one. Big up Baloo. You were there for the new Ainge face career mode. I'm trying to work that title in there because Ainge's face is new to FIFA, and it's quite honestly, I'm going to say the second best thing to ever happen to FIFA. First thing being when they put Son's face on there. So make of that what you will. Big up Baloo.
He's really young looking on there, isn't he?
He's very fit. He's very. He looks like he sweated a whole bunch in the sauna.
It's a little bit, yeah.
He's pretty. Yeah. They were very generous with him when they made his body type. I'll put it that way. Hey, whenever they make my body type, I hope they do the same thing. Slim me down, baby. Make me look nice and slim.
I'll say the same thing, but I'm not asking for miracles.
Fun fact, when I worked for the Cowboys, I did get face scanned into Madden, but they ended up saying that my hair was taking too long, and they scrapped it completely. But my bald head, like my face with no hair, is in the game.
Just for a minute, though, when you said your bald head, I thought you could say, but my balls.
I would have if they allowed me to, but I technically was getting paid, so I would have been fired for indecent balls exposure of some kind.
You
Pick up a user. I would have gotten at least 1 or 2. Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, that's right. Y'all call it the sack getting fired. That's right. Yeah. The nut sack. Why do they call it that? Why don't you just say you fired? Why don't they just say you fired?
Why do you say sacking the quarterback?
Because he was back there in the pocket, and then a big man jumped on him and smushed him. And I don't know. That's a great question. I don't fucking know. That's a fantastic question. Big up a user's got a 3-1 prediction. Panda Ball says 3-1. Sar, Johnson, and Son. Big up Sean 1970. Lou Chill's Music's got 3-1. Sonny, Richie, and Kulu Richie. Oh, I wonder if you got Richie starting, Lou. Internet guy says 5-0 SmackDown Sonny hat trick. Nate Pie. Big up Nate Pie. 4-2 to the good guys. Sonny Brace, Timo, and a blowjob. Very, very nice. Bosco's got 3-0 Spurs. How about that? Timo time. Hey, when the clock strikes, you know what time it is. Timo. Wait, hang on. I forgot my own fucking chant for him. Timo. That's my chant for Timo, by the way.
You know what?
Timo.
One more thing I was going to say about him. Because I've said consistently I don't rate him. I think he's a has-been. He'll never recover that old form. I would love to be wrong by the end of the season. I'd love it if he's tearing teams apart. He's getting a couple of goals in every game in the last 4 or 5 games and showing that he's absolutely unstoppable. Because when it comes to Spurs, I don't mind if I'm wrong as long as the team's benefiting. So Yeah, come on, Timo. Come on, Johnson as
Timo.
well.
Come on.
Let's have improvements. Let's do it. Couple of goals each, that'll be good. I'll sod it. Let's make it 11-3 so they can have some as well.
Yeah. Timo. Real quick, big up before I keep going. There are over 100 people on YouTube right now and about 40 of y'all on the Twitter. Make sure you get the likes up to 100 or this dog's not going to fucking eat dinner. That's a threat. Excuse me. That's not a threat. It's a promise. 150, I promise that he gets a bite of my food. 200 likes. I don't think we're going to get 200 likes, but you know the rules. He'll get a steak. Shout out PETA. Come say something to me. If PETA show up, I'm just going to be like, you can take this fucking dog. Look at that belly. And you're going to be like, oh, he's just like me. He's just like me. He's got a big old belly. But big up Chewy, and big up those of you who have liked the video. 129 votes in the poll, so Shirley, but don't call me Shirley. We could hit 100 likes. Timo. Alan Jameson's got a 4-1 Spurs. Werner, Son, Madison, Kulu. Oh, yeah, I like that's a great prediction there. OTC's got another 4-0 win. Come on, you Spurs. Huey Golf with a 3-0 Spurs. Son with 2 goals. And Brennan Johnson to go ahead and do what Adama did to Brighton. Just a nice little cherry on top of the cake. Bob Down Under's got 4-0. Johnson, Son, Matters, Richie, and Adama to pocket Kuti, but Dragusin covers him. So Bob Down Under's saying Romero's going to get shitted on by Adama. That's not going to happen. I think it's going to be the other way around, but who knows? That's going to be an interesting matchup to see. Jeff THFC's got 0-3 Spurs. Total offensive domination. Big up Sean 1970 says, Son's a magnificent player. Yes, oh yes he is. And OTC says Son is not world class. I disagree. But that's the beautiful part about the world. We all have different opinions, and my opinion says you're wrong. Wah 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 wah. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. I want what Paul has, the fucking wham wham button. I just need like a wham wham. That'd be fantastic if I can get that sorted. Big up Alan, great show. Thank you so much. I think that's all the predictions. Sean 1970, Son is world class. I don't support Spurs. Obviously, I'm Celtic and I follow the big man, but Son is world class for sure. Big up Sean 1970. Shirley, but don't call me Shirley. You know ball. That's what that tells me. You absolutely know what you're talking about. Derek Smith.
It's a sign of what our manager's like when you get a lot of Celtic fans following us now. They just loved him so much. That's respect.
As long as he doesn't go anywhere in the Premier League after us, I'm still going to follow him.
Yeah.
Because he's just got that. How can you hate the guy? I mean, I don't know if you've seen the piece with him and the young man with Down syndrome that met at the fan forum.
Yeah,
he came to practice the other day. It was a great moment. He has their picture in his office, so he sees his picture every day. What a fucking guy. Like,
yeah.
What a fucking guy. When I talk about Mickey Van de Veen, you know how him and that chick were celebrating on the sidelines, that the female trainer, and I was like, if that was my wife, hell no. But if that's Ainge, he can hug my wife in celebration of a goal. Big Ainge, it's like hugging Santa. As long as it's not that perv at the local mall,
right.
the homeless guy that only gets a job around Christmas time because he looks like Santa. As long as it's not that guy. But big up Derek Smith says 3-0 to Spurs. I like that as well. Craig the Gecko Man says 3-0. Johnson and a Madison brace still call 10-0 Spurs. Son 4. And they share their goals. Very nice. Rowan Kumar 3-0 Spurs. Sonny 2. Johnson 1. Son man of the match with Pedro Porro BDE. Rowan, you're predicting the future, and I hope you're right. Stuart Craven's got a 3-1 to us. Getting the sack comes from years ago when someone was fired. They put their tools in a sack. See, that's the answer I was looking for.
Makes
sense.
That does make a lot of sense. Logical answers are usually the right.
Here you go. You get the sack. Put your shit in the. It's kind of like Beyonce. To the left. Everything you own in a sack to the left.
And one of the ones I've always liked, the phrase "getting shit faced."
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Just literally get so drunk you would go out in olden days, full face first into the road, and there'd be horse shit there. It makes
that's
sense.
A great. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, it makes. That's what I'm saying. When things make sense, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm shit faced. So drunk, I fall and get shit on my face. That's real simple. I like it. Ronnie, Fulham 1, Tottenham 5, and I think that 1 for Fulham is from Adama Traore, by the way. Big up. Dinner's in the dog. Leave Chewy alone. Yeah, you better Chewy. I'm saying, let me see. Did we get 100 likes? Can I Yeah, we did. We have 100 likes. There we are. All right, Chewy, you're eating dinner.
Gets
All right,
his dinner.
good boy. Good boy, Chewy.
Good boy.
But look, this is going to be it. But before I say goodbye, let me tell you right now, my score prediction for tomorrow, as much as I want this sensual clean sheet, it's not going to happen, unfortunately. Adama Traore will grace us with his presence. He will score a goal for Fulham at some point, but it won't matter because we're probably going to be up by 4. So I'm saying 4-1 to the Tottenham Hotspur. Come on, you Spurs. Sonny, for me, is going to get a brace. I think Brennan Johnson's going to get a goal. And I think Madison or Sarr. That's my thought. And if Sonny doesn't get 2, he's going to get 1 with like 2 assists like he did last week. And maybe Destiny Udogie gets a goal, or Pedro Porro opens his account. Maybe that's what it is. There we are. Look, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who has been here through the entirety of the show or for a moment of the show. If you're watching this back on playback before the watch along tomorrow, I hope you are doing well. Hope you are too blessed to be stressed, as I always am. But also, let me say thank you so much to the sponsors of tonight's show. We've got Moondog. Big up to Moondog. I don't think he's here right now. I ain't seen a chat from him in a minute. But big up to Moondog for the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 super chats to kick things off. That's half. You're 50% stake owner right now in tonight's sponsorship. So big up to you, Moondog. For your financial contribution and for the generosity towards my extending family. Thank you so much. Big up to Panda Ball as well. Sorry we couldn't get you on tonight. I did see your message about if you could join in 20 minutes. I was trying to end it about 20 minutes, and that was about 15 minutes ago. But big up Panda Ball. I appreciate you becoming a sponsor tonight, and we will get you on the channel very, very soon. Paul Brown, how you doing? Big up becoming a sponsor for the candy. I love it. This is what I'm saying. I think, Paul Brown, you may... I don't want to assume anything about your life, but I'm going to say you seem to me like you are a husband as well who is ungovernable. I am a good husband. I am a faithful and loyal husband, but I got to stay ungovernable. And where I remain ungovernable, when daddy goes out to get water, he may also get a Twix. You never know. And that's kind of fun. I may also get a Reese's. One time I got a caramel stuffed Reese's, and I was like, this is too much. This is why my wife tells me not to do this. This is way too much sugar. And it was like caramel Reese's. It was like busting out.
Madman. Absolute.
It was all bussy. I just like Reese's regular. More peanut butter in there is fine. More chocolate is fine. No need to add caramel. No, we don't need a third motherfucking ingredient. This is a fantastic chocolate peanut butter. Blam.
That's the kind of rock and roll lifestyle you live, that you may go out to get a water, but you might come home with a Twix. I love that.
No, but see, the thing is, I'm ungovernable, but I also will eat the Twix before I get home. Discard of the evidence. Nobody knows. Who had a Twix? Not me. Hey, whose trash is that? I don't know.
There's a little bit of chocolate in the moustache and a bit of caramel hanging off there.
This is the difference between cat thieves and people who heist banks, all right? And I would like to think in this regard, I am the latter. At least I try to be. My wife always finds little shit. She's like, found some evidence. And it's like the corner of the wrapper, when you rip off like the corner and you're like, ah, fuck. And she's like, I found it. This is Twix colored. I know it's a Twix. So
kicking the door open and holding this tiny bit of foil wrapper and go, Twix.
There was one time I completely forgot I left something in there. She's like, wow, I see this Reese's in here. Who did that? Not me. You just be ungovernable. You know what I mean? Be a good boy, but be ungovernable.
You're fake news.
Yeah. I had no relations with this Reese wrapper. That's just an intern. All right. It's just an intern. Mia, big up Mia becoming a sponsor tonight, and a user finishing us out with the 2 final super chats. Big up a user. Big up to everyone whose name I just read out for sponsoring tonight's show. But look, I will be back for the motherfucking watch along against the Adama Traores. The Fulham Cottage Cheese Boys. We're fucking them up, and that's just that. Big up Jacob. Guess what my prediction would be? Faz Radfar's going with a 3-1, and I already know that that's the truth. Big up to D-Gad. Big up Ren. Big up JC. How are you? I'm fantastic. We are ending the show, but I hope you're doing fantastic. Tuchel and Kane have a job to do. Don't fucking let me down. That's all I'm going to say, you schnitzel fucks. All right? I am a bad liar, and she was listening. She knows. It's like she knows, but it's one of those, she lets me get away with it because she knows I need to be ungovernable. I am a fucking, what is the saying from that movie? I am a peacock. You got to let me fly. All right?
And what noise do peacocks make? Wah, wah.
Oh, wah, wah. Wah, wah. Wah, wah. That's what a peacock does. And on that note, we will be ending the stream there. I will be back tomorrow, not bright and early, at a reasonable fucking hour. So thank you to the Premier League for that. And Kuva, thank you so much for joining me tonight, staying up late, whether forced or encouraged. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much. And look, 3 points. I need a dominating win. The only reason I didn't say 4-0 is because of Adama Traore, the anomaly. All right, I say the anomaly because whatever you say he is, he isn't.
Villa don't play till Sunday, do they?
No, I don't think so.
So that means 3 points tomorrow, we go above them. That's psychologically a boost as well.
I think it would be 1 point. Aren't we 2 points behind them right now?
Yeah. What did I say? 1 point ahead, or we
I
just
thought you
go
said
ahead
3 points ahead. We'll go ahead of them. That's right. Fuck them. Good evening.
Yeah, absolutely. They can start stretching their neck, looking upwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good evening every single time.
And your Traore. He can get stuffed too. He's not scoring. He can
I hope
score
not.
He can score next week, mate. That's okay. Score against Villa and
there we go.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take it. You know what else I'll take is all the love and all the fun we've had tonight on this episode 171. Again, watch along tomorrow. Be here or don't. Whatever, man. It's your life. You can live it however you want. But I'll be here. Chewy will be here. Kuva will be maybe on that couch. We don't know. Maybe. But as always, folks, if you haven't liked the video already, you're probably not going to. So thanks for not supporting the channel that way. But to all of you who did support the channel that way, here's some hearts. I actually haven't done any of the camera effects. Here's some hearts. Here's some fireworks for all the sponsors. And here's some balloons. For all the people who said that Sonny's not world class. Oh, wait. That's what I'm going to say as well.
Hang on.
So,
it doesn't do anything.
No. Well, that was like a fucking fountain start spraying. That'd be fun. But big up everybody. And these last couple things just for you. I need you to stay blessed, stay fresh, up the lads, and come on, you Spurs.
United Spurs of America with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.